Well, I picked this rod up from a friend who said it's one of the bunch of them that got flooded during the flood here, I guess with Harvey. And it kind of ruined the back grip, and the end cap's completely gone. The guides are in fairly good shape. You could fish with them, but they're a little weathered. And I think that the guides themselves, the base of them, looks like they're corroded or rusted. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace them all. I've got the handle ordered. And I think what I'm going to do with this front grip right here, I think what I'm going to do is epoxy it, and when I do the marbling, I'll marble this to match the rear handle that I've got ordered, which is called a blue lava, I think it's called, which is really pretty. It's basically a blue with orange and another color. I don't know what it is right now. Don't remember. But I'll do this one and try to match it as close as I can. And then for this area right in here, you know, the graphics, the brand name and everything are really pretty, but I'm thinking that I'm going to do a chevron wrap in there, real pretty tri-colored chevron wrap. Basically match the wraps on each of the guides. So I'm going to take the time off camera to strip these guides off of here. Like I said, I don't want to mess with trying to remove this front grip. I think I'm just going to change it, not take it out, but change the colors of it to match this one. So let's see what we can figure out. Well, what I suspected has turned out to be true. I don't think this camera is good at a close-up, but we can give it a try. There is definitely rust eating up on those guides, man. They wouldn't last long at all. So, glad I'm stripping it out now. Maybe Trevor will get him a real good rod when I get through. Well, this is the second video. I did one earlier, but I had this one and this one here reversed, so it didn't show up as good as it's supposed to. Let's see if I can get this thing to hold still. Yeah, that ought to hold it. There we go. Now this is your new grips for the rod. Of course, the old ones are still on the either side of the reel. No, I got this one gone, but this one's still back here. Then I got your butt cap, got behind the reel handle, and then the foregrip on there. And then I got this brand new composite reel seat that's gonna replace this one. I think it's gonna work out real good. Got the rod stripped, got it all cleaned out, ready to go. Okay, I'm getting ready to put his reel seat on. I've got the tail end of it marked. I've got the top center marked. And this will be the position when I get through with it. I'll have to mix up some epoxy, thick epoxy, to seat this. And I'll slip the foregrip on. And then I'll do the rear grip. Back in a minute. Watched a guy on YouTube one day. He was saying, when you start mixing your epoxy, he said, mix it until it feels like it's mixed, and then mix it for about 5 minutes more. I don't mix it that long. Oh yeah, well that's thickening up real good. That's gonna do a good job. Now, I got that taped off, and of course there'll be epoxy probably going on there a little bit later on, but right now we're gonna just work on putting in this reel seat. Boy, this mud, and that's what it's named, is mud. I got it off of Voodoo Rods, and I looked back on it, I think today, and didn't see it listed anymore. They had another brand, but this used to be pretty popular stuff. I like it. I know it's, like I said, it's just really remarkable for when you're doing marbling. And we're going to be doing some marbling on this area down here. I really think Trevor going to like this. And just measured it before I started. I was wondering how long this thing is. I knew it was a 7-foot blank. And I was right, or at least I thought it was. And when I added the extended butt, it makes it 7-foot 3-inch rod. It's going to make one good bass rod flipping or a good inshore. Every bass rod, or every rod maker I've seen, always emphasizes twisting when you put it on. I guess it just applies that epoxy more to the reel seat and to the rod, or better to the reel seat rod. And get her squared up. A little seam right there with that little line right there. Put the filler on, so I can put the foregrip on. It's got a oversized hole right here. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is lay down a good base of clear epoxy, and I'll cover the entire area that I'm going to be marbling. Sometimes the epoxy experiences bubbles from mixing or whatever, painting it on, and a quick pass with this small torch instantly gets rid of those bubbles. It's remarkable. Here I'm mixing the micro powders, the colored micro powders, to the epoxy to create the red, the blue, the green, and the silver colors. The rotating rod causes the color pigmented epoxy that I've mixed up to distort and spread, creating really beautiful patterns from the motion of that spinning contract, that turning motion that goes in there.
Here I'm taking my dental pick and dragging it through the different shades of coloring, creating more distortions, really beautiful distortions when you make that drag through the one color into another color.